Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday Mentoring this week. We have a deep dive this week. I feel like we just had one, and it's here again. It's time. So, what we're doing this week is at noon, we have a roundtable with Lyndon. Mo submitted a case already. So, if you go to the dashboard and you click on the roundtable for tomorrow, you will see Mo's case posted right beneath the RSVP button. If you have a case you would like to discuss during that session, we usually do have time for two cases. So feel free to submit one, or there should be time for extra questions as well. Otherwise, if you want to have a peek at that case before the session, it is there for you to look at. And then from 5 to 6:30 Eastern Time, we are having our deep dive. The topic is going to be seasonal allergies. I'm right in the middle of preparing that lecture right now, and of course, I'm down the rabbit hole. I thought I was going to try to keep the pathophys pretty straightforward because there's a lot to talk about in terms of suggested options, but the pathophys is so interesting. So anyway, I'm having to hold myself back as usual. So anyway, that's happening. There isn't a 7 p.m. session this week because the deep dive goes an hour and a half. So that is what's going on. I do not have the slides ready. I will have them posted by the time we meet tomorrow. If you want to see the slides, they get posted in the deep dive, not in Monday Mentoring. So you can go to My Courses, and then under My Courses, you should see one called Immune Deep Dive. And you click on that, go to the seasonal allergies one, and the slides will be there by the time we start the class, hopefully a little earlier than that, but I'm often working on them right up until the last minute. Um, so that's all happening. We do have spring dreaming and planning on Thursday. It's just 30 minutes from 12 to 12:30 Eastern time. And basically, we just think about you'll go through a process where you think about how things went in your practice over the last season and then set an intention of something you like to work on in the season ahead. So you're invited to come to that for free. The RSVP info is in this message, so you can click through that. I've also been putting the events into the community just in case that's easier for people. I have no idea if it is or not. So I'm just going to see if people use that. And if so, I'll keep doing it. If not, it's, a little bit of an extra step on our end. So if it's not helpful, I won't do it, but I'm just going to keep going and see how that is for a little while. And then of course we have co-working on um, Wednesday. We have co-working on Wednesday. And today's insider, behind the scenes thing has to do with co-working last Wednesday. So co-working last Wednesday, we were ending and I said, "Oh, I got all my work done. I'm going to go read a trashy book." And then people were asking me what the book was, and then I was like, "Oh God, I feel bad because I called the book trashy." And I was like meditating on it afterwards because I was like, and then I felt bad and I was like, "Oh, I mean, it's not fine literature. It's not some sort of, you know, whatever. It's not some sort of great book." But then he was like, "Oh, I don't know why I need to call it trashy." So anyway, I've been thinking about that just in the context of like, I don't know. I feel like the same as there's different people that show up on all spectrums of how to be a practitioner, I feel the same about authors and like there's a time and a place where you just need something sort of like light and fluffy and easy, and it doesn't necessarily make the book any better or worse than some sort of fancy Pulitzer Prize type of book. Anyway, and then I went, so I, in my head afterwards, I was like, oh, why did I even say that? And went down the rabbit hole of like, and it's like calling foods trashy or something. It's like, why, like there's a time and a place for us, for like a special treat, a candy or a dessert or whatever. And then there's a time and a place for your like kale bean stew. So anyway, that's just something I've been meditating on or thinking about. Is like, why do I consider like some fun books that are maybe not the finest literature? Why do I need to call them names like that? It almost felt like I was insulting myself a little bit. And then I was like, oh, maybe there's other people who like these books, and I'm also making them feel like, oh, I shouldn't be reading that because it's trash, which is not true. I think it's anyway. So that's my insider thing about a small comment that I made on last week that I'm still thinking about. These things happen. So anyway, there you go, insider info for today. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for the deep dive, and if not, y'all know how to reach me in the meantime.